Well, how do you feel about all this press that's going around and people envisioning you as the new James Dean?
Well, I tell you, I'd rather the new James Dean than the new Buddy Hackett. A lot of people get in the music business to be famous, you know, and they want to be rich and famous, and that's what they want. But that's like a very shallow type thing, I think. You know, you can get famous a lot of the ways. I mean, look at Hinckley. You go kill the president, you get famous, you know. So there's a lot of different levels of mentality. You know, my whole thing is to try to be able to learn how to write songs and be able to maybe find a little happiness here and there along. I can only write what I know about. Like I think it's real pretentious of people to pick up a Newsweek magazine and then write a political song after they've read one magazine. I mean, what do they got? The inside with the guys who are running the world, you know? So to me, like, you know your rights. No one's allowed to take your life. Thanks for the newsflash, boys. So I can't really write songs like that. So I write about real insignificant parts of life, parts that, you know, life is boring. I mean, oh yeah, life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone. Oh yeah! But when you realize that, you know, hey, I'm 30 years old and it's boring at 30 and life is boring, then you can deal with it and it becomes a positive thing, you know. Then it almost becomes important again.
I tell you, I'm pretty happy not meeting other artists. I'm pretty content not meeting record company executives. I mean, I just don't want to know anymore. I mean, it's not that I don't want to know. It's just that I would just assume think what I think, and you know, because the mind only knows what it knows, and then it doesn't know anything else.
That's true. Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
That's right. So I'm pretty happy with that mode at this point in time. But like I say, I'm never. It never stops to amaze me, the music business. It's just like, you think you know it, and then all of a sudden somebody said, and you know, I get real isolated too from, I mean, I didn't really even know how important or how good people felt about the Scarecrow record until just recently, by doing interviews. To me, it's never been about that, awards or, you know, ribbons or medals. It's not why I do it. I do it because I enjoy creating things, and whatever else comes with it is, you know, sometimes it's nice, sometimes to hell with it, you know. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't do it for that reason. I guess, you know, that would probably, somebody would sit here and go, well, you're ungrateful. But when you start out doing something for a reason, and you stay true to that reason, the celebrity just didn't seem that important, you know, and that's the problem with the music business today. It's all about celebrity. I don't think I lost the soul of what I always did.
No.
But I wanted to color in the picture with you know, maybe go from crayons to pastels, you know, or to oil. See what I'm saying? It's still the same type of song I always wrote. It still has the same drum beat, but it's just colored in differently.
Did you think it was a brave move? I mean, did you feel like you were stepping out?
Well, as far as commerciality goes, yeah. Right. I mean, it's 180 degrees away from anything that you hear on the radios, or at least in the United States. And I'm very happy that it's been received critically and on radio so well. I mean, because if you listen to it, it's really a big sore thumb sticking out there. Yeah. You hear Paper and Fire going, man, that don't sound like you should be on the radio. There's entertainment records, and then there's records that entertain, but pretend to make people think, which is the type of records I like to make. You know, basically, let's face it, it is just a record. It's just a record, and it's going to be millions of them, and there'll be more from whoever, and it's not the cure for AIDS. Let's face it. It's not that big a deal, but we can play like it is if you want to.
Here comes a headache, I can tell. There's a turn that happens, I think, right before the chorus. When we do it this time, everybody's not building together. It's kind of like they're doing it, you're playing through it, and then you halfway through start building on it. Maybe if you started building on it with them, it'd be a long, real garage sounding build.
You either produce or you're next, and everybody that makes record knows that in the back of their head. And some of us get lucky, like I've been very fortunate.
Very fortunate guy. Some of us get lucky, and some of us don't. I mean, I look at the guys that were more talented than me, just natural, raw talent that started the same time I did, singer-songwriters. They just don't make records now. You know, and there's quite a lot of them if you think back to 1976. There's a couple of us that have managed to hang on. And for that, you know, I'm thankful. But now, you know, I make records because I enjoy doing it.
Look, you see how I live? I do what I want to do, and it's too late. I'll always be able to do that. Whether they're with me or against me, or you buy the records or you don't buy the records. And I don't mean to say, have that to sound arrogant, because I know a lot of people are going to hear that and go, well, yeah, you think you're a big shot. No, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with that. Is that if I want to do it, I can do it. And I suggest that everybody else do the same. To hell with the paymaster. To hell with the paymaster.
Guy, you know, we're a real lucky bunch of guys having that many hit records, because, you know, we never really planned on that. I made a record called Nothing Matters When If It Did, and I thought that was it for me. You know? I told these guys, well, I better go get a straight job, you know. Go get your day job, because this is my last record, and my contract was up with the record company, and I really wasn't that particularly interested in going on, you know. I thought, well, hell, I've made 3 albums, that's enough.
Good point.
Yeah, 14 albums later.
Yeah. Is it 14? Something like that.
It's up to this.
I don't know. How many records is it? Mike is like an old woman in the monitor. What did I do? What did I do?
Looking back on things, I think when I first started out, I had a huge chip on my shoulder, and was looking for somebody to knock it off, if you know what I mean. As opposed to being, I think what was misunderstood as cockiness was actually trying to find out pushing real hard to find out what I was about, and who I was, and what my band was about, and what you know, where I fit into this whole thing. And like now, I'm not so much angry. I've said this before, but I'm just disgusted.
You didn't exactly embrace videos.
No, I still don't like them very much. But, you know, they're part of it. You know, a lot of guys' careers have been made on videos, and videos have helped my career quite a bit, you know. But what do you do on the damn things? You know what I'm saying? We've done it. You know, it's the same thing. The only thing I can figure out to do is just do a live performance, you know. I mean, I don't really know what to do anymore with them, because there's just so many of them, and everybody's got them now. And I made my first video, nobody ever heard of that. I made a video, I started making videos in '76, and the record company in the United States used to go, what are you going to do with these damn things? Well, I don't know, they want them in Europe. So I don't know.
It's hard to keep being creative with this stuff.
Right? Yeah, I've kind of given that up.
I mean, you know, everyone's got a pretty girl, and a lot of, you know, it's the same. They start to look the same.
I had a guy tell me that. He said, you know, more chicks in your videos.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was on the beach of South Carolina, and the guy said, well, you got to have more girls in your videos.
That's great.
That's
all we need.
I thought about it. I thought, well, maybe he's right, you know. Young guys like looking at girls.
There's no value left in it. And what I mean by that is that there's not a dollar ticket you can put on love and happiness. So therefore, the people that control this world really could care about love and happiness because they can't make money off of it. What they can make money off of is arms, real estate. That's what they care about.
Maybe we forgot about love and happiness, and you love and happiness didn't forget.
No, I don't think so. I think people strive for this idea that people are meant to be happy, which you and I know is complete hogwash. I mean, I understand that. I'm sure you, being a thinking individual, understand that happiness is strictly an idea.
You know, my whole thing is to try to be able to learn how to write songs and be able to maybe find a little happiness here and there along the way.
You're changing your tune. I have to tell you something.
No, let me tell you something.
Okay.
John Mellencamp is a walking contradiction, and it's important that I stay that way. That was an idea that some young guy had who realized it was just not true. But I do find a little happiness. I'm laughing with you. I mean, I figure if I laugh out loud once a day, I've had a good day. But the idea of happiness being this lifelong companion, it's just not true. Look, in life, you have fear, That's one big commodity we live with. And you have insecurity, fear, insecurity, and those two take up a lot of time.
You've been in limousines, I've been in limousines. It's not that big a deal, you know. You're on TV, I'm on TV, and it's nice, you know, but it's like, doesn't really make me happy. What makes me happy is like in San Francisco, California, when a guy throws his motorcycle jacket on stage and I try to give it back to him, and it's a big long story, but anyway, the bottom line was the guy was a great big muscle guy, tattoos all over him, biker, and he says to me, he says, man, you're the first guy I've really believed in since Ronnie Van Zant died. That means something. Because, you know, you go around and you meet radio people and TV people and press people and they go, oh, well, your new record's great, your new record's great. And you really kind of get used to hearing it, and it's like, it doesn't mean much. But when some guy like that comes up and says, hey, I'm going to give you this jacket because it's part of me now, it's part of you, you know, it makes you feel good. It's real. You know,
it's real people.
Yeah, I'm into the realism of the real item, you know.
From 1977 to like 1987, for 10 years, I was only home about 2 years of that whole time. The rest of the time I was on tour. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's crazy. So I've done this whole business, you know, I've, from top to bottom, played in front of, you know, 80,000 people, played in bars to 3 people. So I've been fortunate enough to experience the whole goddamn thing all the way down the line. I approach every song as if it's going to be the greatest thing I've ever done. And then when I'm done with it, be prepared to throw it in a shit can. You know, and to let go of it. Now, as time goes on, you know, after, this is like my 14th album, it becomes very challenging for us to do that. And the commercial part of it, you know, it doesn't matter anymore. That part of our career, as far as I'm concerned, is not really, doesn't really enter into it.